Hello, my name is Linda Lee Jolly, and I'm the director at the Troy Hayner Cultural Center, and this is the View from Hayner. With me today, I have our exhibit coordinator, Leona Sargent.
Good morning.
Good morning. And also our program coordinator, Terry Lynn Meese. Good morning, Terry Lynn.
Good morning.
They are with us today because we're getting ready to start a brand new year, and they have been very busy and are very excited about the things to come. Of course, Christmas is back in the box, and at first glance, Hayner looks a bit empty, but once you look around a little more, I think it kind of gives us the opportunity to see some of the treasures and the architectural elements and the things in the house that maybe over the months that we begin to take for granted and not really see when we're coming and going for the events and activities that take place here. So it's kind of fun. Plus, the walls are already filled with the new exhibit, first exhibit of the year, and that's Young Masters.
It is, yes. And there's approximately 350 works by K through 12 students in Troy City Schools. But that also includes Troy Christian and St. Pat's, as well as our, Troy City Schools. It's a wonderful display. I love it. These works are from floor to ceiling, and we have some incredibly talented kids. The exhibit will be up through February 14th, so don't wait too long to come and see it, but it is a favorite. People come to see this.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think it's really, I love it. I love to see the freshness that the children bring to their art projects, and their creativity and their imaginations are on display. So lots to see, and will make you feel young again. I also think it's a nod or a testament to the quality of art education in Troy, because we just have a variety of very talented art teachers in the schools, and our kids here in Troy do get a really good arts education. And then, of course, every year it's time to start again with our music concerts, and we have a couple really wonderful opportunities coming up to start the year, don't we?
Absolutely. Let's talk about the Mountain Dulcimer Society of Dayton concert that's coming up on the 15th.
Okay.
And you help me with this because I know you've taken the workshops and you play the dulcimer.
Oh, I do.
So
hammered dulcimer. This is a really nice collaboration between us and the Mountain Dulcimer Society, as you said. They always bring in award-winning performers on folk instruments, and they rotate the instruments. So this year the performer is a hammered dulcimer player, Mark Allen Wade. Not only exceptional as a dulcimer performer, but a college professor teaching music, and so the level of musicianship is really high. I think people tend to think of the folk music and the folk concerts as being quaint, the instruments being rustic, but folk music has certainly evolved, and these instruments are beautiful, handmade wooden instruments, all finely tuned, and like I said, the musicianship is going to be amazing. But then when the Dulcimer Society brings their musician in every year, they also invite local musicians to participate in workshops with this guest performer. And those workshops are going to take place on Saturday, following the concert, which is here Friday night and free. But then on Saturday at the Church of the Brethren in Tip City are the workshops. And they're for all levels of performers, and they run in the morning from 9:30 to 12, and there are fees, but I think that they can register for those through our website, right?
Well, you can certainly find the Mountain Dulcimer Society from our website. If you go to our music page, there's a link there. The Mountain Dulcimer Society, their website is DaytonDulcimers.org.
Okay.
So that's, another way to find them. But by all means, look into those workshops because it's a wonderful thing that happens here in our area, and unique. These instruments are treasured, and they have historical significance to our American music.
Right,
So,
right. And international music, I think one of the workshops, actually, the hammered dulcimer has an Irish tradition as well.
Yeah.
And actually, the hammered dulcimer is such an ancient instrument. There is some form of the hammered dulcimer in almost every culture in the world.
Idea.
Yeah,
No kidding.
yeah. But one of the popular ones is the Irish music. So the intermediate workshop on Saturday morning is how to make your Irish music sound Irish, and I'm
wonderful.
really looking forward to that. It'll be a lot of fun. But then we have another concert later on in the month, right?
Yeah, a drawing room chamber concert series will be here January the 26th. That's a Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. This series is hosted by Dr. Randall Paul, who is the director of the School of Music at Wright State University. He has wonderful connections in the world of music, and this time who he's going to bring is Alex Ignacio, and he will be playing the piano, and Catherine DeGruchy will be on the oboe. Now, Alex is a collaborative pianist at Wright State University. He studied at the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music and the University of North Carolina. And Catherine DeGruchy is an adjunct instructor of oboe at Wright State University. She's a native of Dayton, and she studied at the Cleveland Institute of Music. She performed with the Middletown Symphony, the Claremont Symphony, the Lebanon Symphony, and the Dayton Philharmonic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's also a founding member of Burning River Winds, which is a wonderful group that we've had here at the Hayner before. You may remember her from that. So that's January 26th.
Now, this chamber series, which takes place in the Hayner East Room, it's a warm setting. I'm hearing again excellent musicianship in such a warm setting. I think sometimes in the winter we tend to hunker down. Of course,
Not
this
want to
year,
go out.
right?
This is worth it.
Oh yes,
And it's such a different
warm.
experience to have small chamber groups in an intimate listening room like this. And it's something that they seem to really value themselves as musicians, to have opportunities like this. So, it's a different kind of experience than going to hear a philharmonic, but it's very precious. It's a beautiful experience.
Okay, and I also want to remind people, not just to come out, even though the weather's cold, it's nice and warm inside Hayner. But I want to remind them that we also have 14 new parking spaces on the back of the block, so it's easier now to find a place to park when you want to come and visit the Hayner Center. So we want to thank Friends of Hayner for that, and hopefully people will start to take advantage of that and come out and enjoy some of these opportunities. And I guess the next thing on the list is the film series has started up again.
It's started back in January, which is this month, but we've already had our first film, which was Top Gun, and it went swimmingly, and now we're ready. People should mark their calendars for our February film, which will be February 5th at 7:30, and that's Friday night, same as always.
Okay.
Popcorn and pop provided. Our film this time is Morocco. It's a 1930 classic film starring Marlene Dietrich and Gary Cooper. It was nominated for 4 Academy Awards. And, being February, we chose a love story. And of course, like every other love story, there are complications. But, Marlene Dietrich and Gary Cooper, it's worth coming out and seeing the film.
I think so. It sounds like stellar cast and a good storyline, and having won all those awards, even though those films are older, those are timeless. The stories are really interesting, and it'll be a lot of fun to come out and see that film.
People make new friends.
And these movies are free, too.
Yes, they are free and open to the public.
That's great.
And I think the seating is a little more casual. I know that the room sometimes gets crowded because, again, this is a series that's popular and growing
Gaining
audience.
popularity, yeah.
But the plan is to have the seating at cafe tables so that people can just relax on a Friday night and enjoy the film. It is a great Hayner evening. But speaking of love stories and Valentine's, even though Valentine is the middle of February, it's time right now to register for Valentine dinner and a show. So we want to talk about it.
Yeah, you've got about 4 weeks to get your reservations in. February 5th from now until February 5th, you have the opportunity to make reservations. I would like to talk about the committee that has helped to put this together this year. Sheila Folks and James Duty are a couple of folks in our community that, they just have all these creative juices and ideas, and it's just like watching them blossom as they begin to build something like this and get their ideas for how they're going to decorate this building, every room in this building. And I would just like to say that, there's just nothing that happens here at the Hayner without the help of our volunteers.
Right.
And, if people feel like they have something to offer, we would love to hear about it. We would love to talk to you about, what you would like to share with the Hayner.
Absolutely, because we do have a staff, and the staff gets a lot of credit, but there are 100 volunteers every
goodness.
year that help make these things happen.
And it's not just elbow grease. It is your creative ideas and your support, and it really
Contributions.
Yeah.
So many of the programs and things, even the film series, that is
Right.
exists because a volunteer came
Right.
forward and wanted to pursue that idea.
And then
So-
there's a committee that
There's a
helps
committee
build
that we
program.
decide what films we're going to show.
Right.
We have so many ideas that, we actually sit around once we determine our final 12 or so films for the season. We actually vote on which 6 films we're
Great.
going to show.
And then
each
there
year.
is a little elbow grease because a volunteer is popping popcorn.
Yes, that's right.
So you're right.
Yes.
There's lots of opportunities, but let's get back to
Yeah, let's talk
Valentine
about
dinner and a show
Valentine's.
because.
All right, so let's paint a picture of what this is like. So there is a fee for this event,
Okay.
$35, which basically covers the cost of your dinner.
Okay.
Chef Janadice from Sydney is been working with us for probably a decade, and just has the most wonderful menu. But let's walk in the front of the Hayner, and it's decorated with this beautiful theme that they've been working on. There's a choice of wine there for you while you're waiting to be seated, at your table. This beautiful menu, and then at some point we'll come around and we'll all have a toast to love and lift our glasses. And toast, and picture too, this is a community event because in each room is filled with tables, and you're welcome to fill a table yourself, but you may be seated with someone else in the community, and actually they will be your table partners.
Right, and you can make reservations that way, correct?
Yes,
You can
yes,
request.
absolutely.
Who you
can
want to
fill
see
the
by
table
wanna sit
yourself.
You
with.
can,
Yeah.
but I've also met people
Me too,
that have
me
met
too.
at Valentine
Yeah.
dinner and have become fast friends.
As a matter of
it's
fact,
just fun.
last year I was sitting with some people, and one fella ended up getting a job out of our conversations, and
Isn't that great?
but see, that's community.
funny.
That's
That's
what it's
funny.
like,
Yeah.
being with your community. Anyway, so then after dinner and dessert, we all moved to the ballroom for a wonderful show in the ballroom,
Right.
which is Bob Cates
Okay.
this year, Comedy in Motion. He is a Canadian physical comedian. And he juggles all kinds of crazy things. I think there's even knives involved, and there's a unicycle, and there's laser light show, and he's just such a wonderful guy. He just has one of those really great smiles that just light up the room, and he's funny. He's absolutely so funny. So I think it's going to be a really special show this year. Something really fun to see.
Wow,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Spinning plates.
Spinning plates! Oh my
are-
gosh.
Yes.
Do
on
you
your-
remember from the 50s?
Well, actually,
that guy
I'm
that did the
afraid I
spinning
do.
plates?
Yes. Yes.
Well, he actually knew that fella, and that fella taught him the spinning plates and gave him his equipment as he got older. And so he's carrying on that crazy spinning plate thing. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
That's been an analogy for so much of my life. I am really looking forward to seeing the spinning plates.
Oh, that's funny. I can
Oh
see that.
yes, so this is a drop in the bucket. This is the start for the New Year's, and of course, as the New Year kicks off, people are always thinking about what they're going to do, how they might improve or try something new or get organized. And the Hayner class program has a lot of opportunities for people to explore their creative side. And this is just the perfect time to get started on that. And speaking of Valentine's, one of the couple of the classes that are coming up are craft classes that celebrate holidays. And we do have a new instructor. She's an amazing instructor. Her work is beautiful. Deb Ahmed, that is going to teach a workshop in creating old-fashioned Valentines. So
And you will just be amazed at what your cards look like.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
This is not scissors cut and paste. This is,
Right.
it's amazing.
So your gift for your sweetie could be a unique, one of a kind, and a keepsake. Who knows?
Right.
And then
Deb is a retired art teacher from public schools. So
right. So many of our teachers are, have really good credentials and experiences, and we have the opportunity to see people's work online and know, the quality of the people that are offering up something from their expertise, from their skills, to help us get started on something new. There's another class going to be taught about the Ukrainian eggs, which are the highly ornate wax decorated
it's like a batik
eggs.
process almost.
Yes. So Deb Chappelle's is going to teach those, and that starts early in February too. We have lots of beginning classes in painting and watercolor and oil. Calligraphy, we've got a calligraphy class again this year. Every now and then somebody asks for that, and I'm excited that we have a new instructor. We have a knitting instructor, and we have new ballroom dance instructors
Which everybody's
this year.
been asking for.
Yes, because we've always had, we've been teaching ballroom for 30 years at the Hayner Center, and we're really thrilled to have Ronnie and Cindy Mullins join us. They have a studio in Tip City, and they're going to start with beginning classes in February, and they're going to teach the waltz, the cha-cha, the West Coast swing, all the things that you need to, dazzle the dance floor when you get those wedding invitations this spring.
And you may need that later in the year for some of our special secrets.
And I totally forgot about that. One of the biggest things that's happening this year, and you would think Hayner's just one big party house, the way we've been celebrating for the last couple years, but 2016 is Hayner's 40th anniversary. This is our 40th year of being your community cultural center. And a 40th is a Ruby anniversary, and we're very excited. The board and the committees are just now forming to make plans for celebrations that will celebrate our past, our present, and our future. And you're right. There could be dancing in the air. Yes, so it's a good time to take those. And then, of course, everybody's New Year's wish is if they could get better organized. Oh my gosh, yes. Pick any part of my life. And, and I really need Olive Wagar's help. So she's doing a one-day seminar on February 18th. You do have to register for that. It's in the class schedule and on the website, which is www.troyhayner.org. And she's going to help us figure out how to get organized and get going. So I'm looking forward to that. And she's also going to be our tea presenter this year. Is that right?
Yes. She's going to give a presentation on how to get your special treasures and things that you've had boxed up or hiding in a closet out of storage and displayed beautifully, and still keep your life organized while you're doing that.
We'll have to clear space for mine.
Our tea this year's is April 14th and April 21st. It's time to register, and this year we're having a caterer, something a little different.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And that's because it's gotten, again, so popular. Hayner events are so popular, and it's just, when we started teas, maybe we had, I said, 80 people will show up, and now we're doing two different times and 130 people each time, and it does fill.
It does.
So people want to take advantage of, watching our registration lines and being sure that you plan ahead and that you can participate in these most popular Hayner events. But I'm sure over the course of the year, there's going to be something for everybody. There's going to be a time that you will want to come to the Hayner and take advantage of the classes, the programs, the films, the exhibits, yes, and there's so many other things coming down the road. Antique seminars, poetry series. You can tell we're excited to start a new year, and we need to get going. All right, so we can't sit around here talking about it. We have work to do, and this is the View from Hayner.